we heard from Mike Pence. He spoke just a few hours ago, but the real star of today, it was essentially Steve Bannon, the guy called the master manipulator. Some say Donald Trump's brain, some say the real president in the White House. And he opened up about a lot going on behind the scenes in the White House, and also, essentially, this really incredibly low opinion he has of the media. Listen to Steve Bannon.
If you look at, the opposition party and how they portrayed the campaign, how they portrayed the transition, and now they're portraying the administration, it's always wrong. I mean, on the very first day that Kellyanne and I started, we reached out to Ryan, Sean Spicer, Katie. It's the same team that, every day was grown away in the campaign, the same team that did the transition. And if you remember, the campaign was the most chaotic, by the media's description, most chaotic, most disorganized, most unprofessional, had no idea what they were doing. And then you saw them all crying and weeping that night on the A.
Okay, so the White House chief strategist, Steve Bannon, and John, maybe I'm taking this a little bit too personally, but this was kind of not just your average run-of-the-mill anger at the White House you've got the election on. This was kind of, I want to rip out your head, tear out your guts, leave your innards on the side of the road to be eaten by a crow. Kind of taken where?
Well, it's no secret that Steve Bannon doesn't like the media.
Right.
But most Republicans don't either, and it's not just because of these cute mantras about CNN and other networks. It's because Republicans see consistently that editorial boards, in particular, at a lot of these major papers across the country, tend to be skewed against Republicans. And if you look at the Trump administration and what they went through in the primary, when they said they never had a chance, and their polling, the polling said they didn't have a chance, they're just tired of it. I think they've had it up to here.
But the difference is, Ethan, is that people are allowed to have whatever opinion they want of journalists, and that obviously that's right. But not everyone is the chief strategist for the White House. And they have to work with media in some respects, doesn't it?
Well, in this case, no. And we're starting to see this with the press conferences from Sean Spicer, among others. But the biggest issue I see is the tone that this sets, and it's a dangerous one that is used by autocrats, by dictators. Not saying that we have an autocrat or a dictator, but the point is that is the tool that is used. Is you start by making everybody question the media, so those who can hold them accountable are suspect, and then you can begin to make dangerous changes to our country. And we heard Bannon say today he wants to destroy the administrative state. He didn't say I want to clean up some regulations and fix that. He said I want to destroy it.
To break it down and essentially start all over again. Let's listen to more from Steve Bannon. He really did open a window on sort of the inner workings of the White House.
He's laid out an agenda with those speeches, with the promises he made, and our job every day is just to execute on that. It's to simply get a path to how those get executed. And he's maniacally focused on that.
Maniacally focused, John. This is something which we have not heard, certainly in a White House.
He's an naturalist, and maniacally focused on the agenda. I think Chief Strategist Bannon is exactly right, because one thing he recognizes is that President Trump did not get elected because of his favorability numbers. He got elected because of his agenda, and he needs to deliver that agenda and stay focused no matter what.
But Ethan, should he maybe get out of the D.C. bubble? I mean, this is a safe space for Bannon. It's a room full of conservatives, all cheering and clapping. Maybe he should go to some of those town halls that we've seen over the last couple of weeks where people don't want that agenda.
Yeah, he would never do that because that would put him in the crosshairs to be challenged. He clearly doesn't like to be challenged either. The key word there was maniacal. Sure, absolutely. I'm going to go with the word maniacal in relation to this president. We are, again, seeing falsehoods stated on a daily basis. He tweets it out real time that we are able to fact check, yet somehow we're the enemy because he says the words like military operation in relation to immigration, and then being told that it's not a military operation. The president himself used those words. Just everything about this is so Orwellian and strange. I can't actually believe that it's happening, but it is.
But isn't there sort of, I guess, there's an obligation by the president, to implement his promises on the campaign, but he also has to govern for everybody. He even said he wants to be a president of the entire country. How does that square with what Steve Bannon is saying?
Well, in relation to the media, or in relation to his agenda?
Essentially being maniacally focused on putting this agenda through, because obviously not everyone supports that agenda.
I mean, I think you have to look at it. The country is essentially divided 50-50. so Trump has to focus on the people that voted for him, knowing what his agenda would be. And look, those are people that he's going to meet again in Michigan and Wisconsin and Pennsylvania if he wants to stay in office.
But it's not 50-50. So his approval ratings, again, continue to go down. It's less than 40% now. So 50% of the American people don't support President Trump. If you're going to believe anything, although those are all fake polls, I'm sure, is what we're hearing. He doesn't have that support. He had a minority of the popular vote.
Liking President Trump and liking his agenda are two different things.
They absolutely are two distinct things. But even with that, I'm telling you, as we're seeing now that he's done the best job of selling the Affordable Care Act, which I'm not even a big fan of, but he has done a better job of selling it by saying, I'm going to take it away. Suddenly people are like, wait, I actually need that thing. So now it's getting better than it ever got from President Obama.
Yeah, the approval of the ACA, the numbers are rising and people are hanging on to what they've got. I want to move on to somewhere else we're going to interview the word emergency, kind of casually just throwing out there that it might be a good idea for a nuclear arms race.
It would be wonderful. A dream would be that no country would have nukes. But if countries are going to have nukes, we're going to be at the top of the pack.
Again, this just seems so cavalier about something which is a very serious issue.
I think the president takes it very seriously, just like Reagan believed in peace through strength. And President Trump has said we need to strengthen our military, rebuild our military. And in classic, Trumpism, whatever you do, you're going to be the biggest. You're going to be the best. I think it's very consistent with who he is.
Yeah, I mean, Ethan, 2 years ago, we were having a discussion about nuclear arms, and someone said, I'll just bring in real estate developer and reality TV star Donald Trump to get his take on what he thinks. Would people have taken you seriously?
No, and they might have said a better choice for that conversation would be Kim Jong-un from North Korea, because he's got his nuclear ambition. This is actually one of the when we start talking about spending a lot of money and having a nuclear arms race. Dangerous. Again, I've heard in the past Republicans trying to defend him and say, no, what he really meant was modernize. Those aren't the words he's using. Words have meaning. He's not using those words.
There always seems to be a day where there is a lot of cleanup about the president. We kind of had that again today, how the Secretary of Homeland Security was in Mexico, talking about the fact that we know no deportations, and also clarifying a few things as well coming from the White House. Listen to this.
And again, listen to this. No, repeat, no use of military force in immigration operations. None. So again, I repeat, there will be no use of military force in immigration. At least half of you try to get that right, because it continually comes up in the reporting.
Sorry, one more soundbite here, because we'll explain why it continually comes up in the reporting, because of this.
We're getting really bad dudes out of this country, and at a rate that nobody's ever seen before.